What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you a video on the curious case of Dan Campbell. Should Dan Campbell be the head coach of the Lions next season? Let's talk about it. Let's debate. Let's discuss it now. This really came to me watching the Thanksgiving day game. Excuse me. The Lions versus Bills. And just thinking back to what they've done this season, thinking back to what they've done last year and Dan Campbell's performance as a coach, he definitely struggled last year. But and he's showing some glimpses of that as well with time management, clock management, stuff like that. But I will say Dan Campbell has really impressed me as a coach. He's not as bad as I thought he would be last year. Signed a six-year contract. Deal was undisclosed as far as salary goes, but I definitely don't think he should get to 6 years. I'm not gonna say that, but at least get half of the deal. I wouldn't be mad at it. Last year the Lions were in most of the games. They lost, similar to this year, a lot of close games via time management or just bad quarterback play or just bad defense, whatever. They lost it off of last-second plays, bonehead moves, stuff like that, penalties. But also clock management as far as Dan Campbell goes. This year, no different. The Bills game could have been had. A couple mistakes here and there. A couple other games as well this season could have been had by the Lions because of other reasons as well. But I will say overall, though, I would give Dan Campbell head coaching a grade of a B. B minus. He's been solid. He's been good. The team's going through injuries. They just traded away Hawkinson, so that's one less weapon away for Goff. St. Brown's been out for a little bit, just coming back, getting healthy now recently. Swift's been banged up. Jamal Williams has been a stud. They're missing a lot of their O linemen, especially their guards. Linebacking core isn't great. D line isn't great. Secondary isn't awesome, but they've put forth a great effort. Same as last year, they were tough out. They were definitely a tough out last year. Tough games, hard-nosed games. And we all know the famous phrase, the famous quote about biting off the kneecaps of Dan Campbell's presser last year, of his introduction presser. But he's been impressive, though. He hasn't been as bad as people let on. I'm looking at the Lions' schedule. They have 4 wins. And I'm thinking and I'm looking, if he can get to 6 wins, I think he should get his job next year. 4, where he's at now, he's at 4. I didn't think he would get that, but I think to maintain his job, the Lions' future looks like it's kind of decent. Their first-round pick, Jameson Williams, my favorite receiver from last year's draft class, hasn't even played yet. I still think he's going to be a stud. I stand on that. But, I'm just thinking like, man, Campbell could do some good. And he's been doing good. One more year, different quarterback, potentially a better quarterback or a younger guy. Should that buy him more time? Or if you're gonna go the younger route, should you go ahead and switch coaches and switch schemes and get him in the right scheme that he should be in? I don't know. Kind of a tough decision, but I'm still thinking though. As I'm not a Lions fan, but man, like if Campbell gets this team to 6 wins, which is very doable, looking at the rest of their schedule, they have next the Jaguars, then the Vikings, then the Jets, then the Panthers, then the Bears, then the Packers. Okay, so I'm gonna start from furthest away to closest away to the nearest game. Packers, I think, are gonna rout them. I think they're going to make up for last game. They're going to do them dirty. I'm not going to lie to you. Lions and Bears is a toss-up. It's a toss-up. We saw last game. Lions won by 1 point. It's very much a toss-up in my opinion. Should be a very close game. Should be a high-scoring game. They scored 61 last time combined. I expect around the same thing. Maybe not because of weather. Might be snowing. Not say should, but it might be snowing. So we'll see there. But that should be a very good game, entertaining game. Panthers and Lions. The quarterback's going to either be Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, or PJ Walker, excuse me. And that's a doable game too. That's a winnable game. So right there, just alone, Bears and Panthers match up December 24th, January 1st, could nab Dan Campbell 6 wins. Then you go to the Jets. I know the Jets defense has been very, 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 very good, but with their quarterback not having good quarterback play from Zach Wilson, will Mike White be the starter? Will Joe Flacco be the starter? Will Zach Wilson be back in the ring sometime this season? I don't know, but that does give me cause to pause if I'm a Jets fan doing that line matchup. Now I will say the Jets might be in the playoff contention in those in 3 weeks away, so they might be playing even better ball on defense. And if they can figure out their offense, then the Lions will be in trouble. But if not, I think the team maybe could be imploded. They could be pissed off because they lost a couple straight games. That being the Jets, coming off this Zach Wilson thing. Mike White is starting. There's a world where I see the Jets team imploding or just not giving a care anymore because they're out the playoff hunt because of their quarterback situation. So there is a chance the Lions could beat this team even with their great defense, but there is a chance the Jets will come out, lock them down on defense, and just score enough in like a nasty 12-9, 12-6 type of game or something like that. So that game's a toss-up. So right now, out of 4 games, I have 3 being possible. The Jets and Packers are likely in those 4 are to be a loss, but no, I say possible. Three out of 4 possible because the Jets can definitely be had. It depends on their locker room situation and their quarterback situation. Then you go next, December 11th, being the Vikings. Tough game. The Lions can stick with anybody most weeks, but the Vikings should get it done. And then you go to Jaguars and Lions. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I don't trust the Jaguars. That game could be had. So 6 games, I say if you had a bet, guaranteed losses, Packers and Vikings. Jets not quite a guarantee. So out of 6 games, you have 4 that are possible. So if Dan Campbell can get if he can get six and up wins, I think his job should be safe. I think it should be. The expectation is Goff won't be the quarterback next year, so they're gonna get a new quarterback. Goff depends on who the quarterback is though. Goff might be starting still. To get Anthony Richardson if he drops down to the Lions, mid first round pick, that could be a great move. They still should have they still should have the Rams pick too for another year or two, so they get 2 first round picks. So they can get another quarterback, get better at cornerback, Ringo maybe, or we'll see what happens. But I like where the Lions are going. They might can finish with a 6 and up record, wins wise, and I think if that can happen, Dan Campbell should be the coach next year. And and I want to give a big shout out to their coordinator, the offensive coordinator. Have his name written down here somewhere. I gotta find it. 1 second. Give him a big shout out. He's been fantastic. Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson has been very good. Dialed some good plays. And one thing too about Dan Campbell's aggressiveness on 4th down versus the Bills. I liked it. He did it well. He went for it on 4 times. And he definitely was aggressive. Definitely came to win that ball game, but like I said, the bad time management, the bad coaching aspect that people tend to get on him on, which is very important. They did come up late in that game, in a very close game. So he has to learn. He has to learn from that big time. And it's been 2 years now, and he's still kind of, not quite fixed it yet. But I will admit, though, I do like his and Ben Johnson's aggressiveness on 4th down in that big game versus the Bills, and they attacked them. The Lions do not, and I will say, the last 2 years since he's been taking over, it's about a year and a half now. The team has not been scared. They've been fighting. They've been hard out. So I respect Dan Campbell on his job. As I said, I give him like a B-. The Lions are competitive again. They're tough as nails, and they're in almost every game. And they had some good close wins as well. Even though they want to, the players and Campbell's sometimes seem like they want to throw the game away. They sometimes don't, and they've had some big wins this season. So shout out to the Lions, man. Shout out Dan Campbell. I'm highly impressed with what he's been doing. 6 wins and up. I say Campbell should keep his job. 4 or 5, he loses the rest of the games or win one more out of the last 6. Then I'm okay with the discussion of him being out. But if he gets 6 and up, then Campbell should return to at least finish half of his contract with the Detroit Lions. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.